What's going on, guys? Good morning. God bless you all. I have a smile on my face because I just finished reading the book of Numbers, chapter 22. I heard about this situation that took place in that chapter, but I never read it for myself. I heard about this. And what I am referring to is the story about the talking donkey. That's right, for those of you who are not familiar. There was a talking donkey that was recorded in Scripture. I heard about this, but like I said, I never took the time to read about it. For those of you who have been following me, I have been on this road with the Lord from the book of Genesis, and I'm going to continue to ride on that road all the way to Revelation. So I just finished, not too long ago, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus. Now I'm in the book of Numbers. And this part right here, oh man, what a story. Let me present the context, and then I'm going to read to you what is so interesting to me, and I'm hoping that at the end of this video you will walk away with the Lord's mindset. You see, I don't want this video to be about me. It's not about me. This is about the Lord and His Word. So, here's the context, guys. Based upon my understanding so far, the children of Israel caused this man by the name of Balak to be afraid of them because they were just conquering, right? They were conquering different groups of people at the time. And Balak was in connection with another man named Balaam, and he went to Balaam with the intent to convince Balaam to curse the children of Israel, to somehow, some way prevent them from from achieving their goals, from conquering Balak's army, his kingdom. And wow, it says here, this is Balak speaking to Balaam. This is the messengers. Let me get it right. The messengers of Balak. They both sound the same, man. So basically, the Balak sent his messages to Balaam, and this is what he said. They said to him, "For I will certainly honor you greatly, and I will do whatever you say to me. Therefore, please come and curse this people for me." You see, he wanted Balaam to curse them. Why? Because Balak knew that Balaam was, he was a faithful prophet to the Lord. You see, so Balaam said to the servants of Balak, though Balak were to give me Though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. So that right there, Balak, wow, forgive me, people, bear with me. Balaam told Balak's homeboys, sorry, I can't roll with you on this one. I cannot go along with your word. I have to go along with the word of the Lord. You see, big difference between the word of man and the word of the Lord. And in that conversation, Balaam was on point when it came to following the word of the Lord. So it says here, God came to Balaam at night and said to him, if the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you, that you shall do. You see, in other words, the Lord is saying to Balaam, if you go, but go with my word, not with your word. You see. So it says here, so Balaam rose in the morning, he saddled his donkey and went with the princes of Moab. Then God's anger was aroused because he went. He went with what? He went with his own word, with his own opinion, instead of going forward with the word of the Lord. You see? And it says here that as he was on his donkey, an angel of the Lord took his stand in the way as an adversary against him, and he was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him, right? So this is what's happening now. God spoke to one of his angels and told the angel, go and stand in the way of Balaam and in front of the donkey. And now the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand. Check this out, guys. This donkey was not stupid. This donkey saw the angel of the Lord. And the the donkey took heed to that situation, you see? And it says here, the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. So Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back onto the road. So when the donkey was trying her best to get out of the way of the angel of the Lord, Balaam was upset. So upset that he struck the donkey, you see. Now, let me get to my place. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between the vineyards with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. So once again, the angel of the Lord stood in the way of Balaam. And he decided to place himself in a location that would make it difficult for the donkey to proceed forward, you see. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So Balaam's anger was aroused, and he struck the donkey with his staff, you see. So once again, the donkey's not stupid. The donkey's like, oh, I don't want none of that. I'm not going to, no way. So Balaam doesn't know what's happening. This is a supernatural event, guys. This is the Lord at work through the angel of the Lord. And the donkey was the only creature in this story that saw the angel. Balaam couldn't see the angel at that moment. You see what I'm saying? So then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey. And she said, in this case, this donkey was a female. She said to Balaam, what have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times? Let me stop right there. There are a lot of abusive pet owners who strongly believe that they can do whatever they want to do to their animals, to their dogs, to their cats, to their hamsters, to their rabbits, whatever. They keep failing to realize that these animals are intelligent creatures, and all of us, have to respect them because they were specifically designed by the Lord. You see? That's why I love dogs. God created dogs in a way to help us understand God's love, because, they don't call them man's best friend for nothing. They were designed purposely by God to show us how we should love each other. You see what I mean? And that being said, God allowed, in this case, Balaam, he gave Balaam the opportunity to understand what the donkey was saying so that they can have a conversation, you see? So the this is an incredible story to me, guys. I'm really digging this story. What have I done to you that you have struck me these 3 times, says the donkey. And Balaam said to the donkey, because you have abused me. I wish there were a sword in my hand, for now I would kill you. Now, I don't, listen, I'm saying to myself, wait a minute. He's responding to the donkey. At that moment, if that was me, I would say to myself, you talking? How is that possible? You see, remember that Balaam wasn't able to see the angel of the Lord. At that moment, that would blow me away. I would say to myself, how in the world are you talking? Unless Balaam, before that event took place, probably had conversations with demonic, with the demonic, and the demonic. What I mean by this is that I believe that the reason why he wasn't surprised at the fact that the donkey was communicating with him is probably because he talked with animals before that event. And if that took place, even though that's not scriptural, most likely if that was the case, then that means that the demons spoke through the animals to Balaam in the past. That's the only logical thing that I can just go with right now, because I will be shocked and I will look at the donkey and say, how in the world are you talking? So anyway, so the donkey said to Balaam, am I not your donkey on which you have ridden ever since I became yours to this day? Was I ever disposed to you this? Was I ever disposed to do this to you? And Balaam said, no. You see, in other words, the donkey is saying that I've been with you since the beginning. And have I ever did anything to cause you to strike me? And Balaam, at least at that moment, displayed some common sense and said, no, you haven't done anything to me. This is an interesting conversation. Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed his face and fell flat on his face. Now, the Lord, at that moment, wanted Balaam to really understand what's happening. That's why the Lord opened his eyes, so that he can see the angel of the Lord holding that sword. And then that is when he realized that this conversation that I'm having with this animal, this is bigger than the angel of the Lord. His presence is what's making this whole situation bigger. So he immediately got on his knees and he placed his face on the floor. And the angel of the Lord said to him, why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out to stand against you, because your way is perverse before me. You see? The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, surely I would also have killed you by now and let her live. You see? And Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, I have sinned, for I did not know you stood in the way against me. Now therefore it is displeasing. I can't read this morning. Now therefore, if it displeases you, I will turn back. Interesting story, huh, guys? Interesting. So, what can we take away from this situation? A couple of things. Number one, from what I got from this situation, is that if the Lord placed his word in your heart, with the intent for you to carry that word of his out, and you go against that, the Lord, in his timing, will respond to your disobedience. You see what I'm saying? That's one important factor that we need to take away from this situation. Number two, animals are not stupid creatures, and we should never, ever abuse our pets, no matter what. No matter if you have an untrained dog that is peeing all over your apartment, you should never, ever allow yourself to even consider hitting that dog, because that dog has intelligence, and we should never abuse animals. That's another thing that I want to leave you guys with in this video. Respect the Lord's creations, animals and human beings across the board. Another thing to consider is the fact that the angel of the Lord was in this story, and the Lord put him in this story. And the reason why God allowed Balaam to see the angel is so that Balaam can fully understand the situation that he put himself into. It was a situation that he could have avoided if he simply went along with the word of the Lord. This is the Preacher Man signing out. May the Lord Yeshua, Mashiach, bless you all and your loved ones. And in Yeshua's holy name, I say, Amen. Peace.